This is her first time going back to work in the 6 years since she got married, because not long ago, her husband hid the fact that he was seeing someone else, and she eventually found out. She asked for a divorce, but her husband refused. After that moment, she packed up Adu's things, and asked him to move out. Adu stayed at Ayu's place every day. He missed his child terribly, so to make Adu feel a little better, Ayu waited until Bebe was playing in the yard, and quietly took him away. She told Adu she had already cleared it with Anan. Adu believed her without hesitation. They happily had dinner together, not knowing that after getting a call saying her daughter was missing, Anan was frantic with worry, searching everywhere for her child. It wasn't until late at night that Ayu finally brought Bebe home. Only then did Anan realize that her daughter had been taken by Ayu. Ayu warned her that if she married Adu, she would fight to take custody of Bebe. Anan wasn't working at the moment. She had no income. She could barely support herself, let alone win custody in court. Custody would surely go to them. The person Anan cared about most now was her daughter, so to secure custody in the future, she started actively looking for a job. She interviewed for a sales position at a luxury car company. The boss Lin Yao had met her a few times before, and had a good impression of her, so he gave her a chance to interview. But the interviews there were very strict. Lin Yao told her everything depended on her own effort. He wouldn't bend the rules for her. Anan didn't mind at all. Getting this opportunity alone already meant a lot to her. Anan had 2 weeks to prepare for the interview. During this time, she had to memorize a large amount of information. She asked her mother to help take care of her daughter, while she studied from morning till night every day. Sometimes she even read while cooking. She studied until the early hours of the morning, and when she was exhausted she'd nap at the table. Her mom told her to take better care of herself, but for the sake of her daughter's custody, she had to earn her own income. Meanwhile, Adu, who had moved out of the house, returned home exhausted every day after long hours of work, and still had to look after Ayu. He had to handle all the housework too. He started missing home. Back when he lived with Anan and their daughter, life felt so warm. Anan would call him to wake up every morning, and make him breakfast. He only needed to go to work. He didn't have to worry about anything else. Anan took care of everything, but now he had to manage it all on his own. He began longing for his old life again. The 2 weeks went by quickly, and today was Anan's interview day. It was the first time since she became a full-time homemaker that she dressed up this nicely. She opened her shoe cabinet and still chose the pair that Adu had once given her. Meanwhile, at Lin Yao's office, the interviewers were speaking with the executives from headquarters. It was clear this interview would be extremely strict. Only truly outstanding candidates stood a chance of being hired. Lin Yao had always trusted his own judgment. From the first moment he met Anan, he felt she was exactly the kind of talent he'd been looking for. Anan walked toward him in red heels, her steps steady and confident. While she was interviewing, Lin Yao waited anxiously outside. Even though he had confidence in her, he still couldn't help feeling nervous. At that moment Anan was deep in conversation with the interviewers. They talked for almost an hour. Before she finally stepped out, she walked to the window and let out a breath. Then Lin Yao approached her, asking how the interview went. Anan didn't say a word. Instead she slipped off the heels Adu gave her, and tossed them straight into the trash. Then she smiled and said she passed the interview. From today on she would leave her old life behind for good, and start a new chapter for herself. She ran outside barefoot. Lin Yao worried she might get cold, but she said she felt great. Besides, she and her best friend had agreed that if she passed the interview, her friend would go shoe shopping with her, and help her pick shoes that truly suited her. After buying new shoes, Anan went home, and made her friend a homemade milk tea. It tasted amazing. Her friend kept saying it would make her gain weight, yet she couldn't stop drinking. Then Anan's phone started ringing. It was Adu inviting her to the company's annual event. The boss specifically said to bring family members, and insisted that Adu bring Anan. Anan really didn't want to go, but Adu was still her daughter's father, and she knew she might need his cooperation in the future, so she reluctantly agreed. But once she arrived, she stunned the entire room.